Part 8, Rusev the Potato versus Big E Langston. Oh, wait a
The
second.
potato.
Yeah, the Superstarch wins here because that's what is always going to happen when he comes out now. Which another thing that's going to happen when he comes out now, and I got to mention this more than anything else in the match, his flag waving stuff,
Oh my goodness.
fucking ridiculous. Oh my
I think it was
God.
on Raw last week where Rusev was in the ring waving the flag and Big E was on the stage with the American flag. And nobody was saying anything, but they're just waving it with all their might.
Well, didn't that happen in this match? Like, he was just outside the ring going, yeah, I fucking wave my flag better than you.
The way that I described it in the review is it looks like he's trying to swat away a bee. Like he's angrily doing this, like, oh, motherfucking flag, god damn it. Like he has the same mentality of waving his flag that Joe Pesci's character in Home Alone has to everything. He just seems angry at the fucking thing.
Not
a finger.
This is ridiculous
It's a
with the
cat.
fucking flag thing. It would be fine if he was just waving the flag normally, but he's doing it with this like rigid arm posture.
And they
Like-
both are. It's not just him. Big E's doing it too.
The fucking flag
Because
waving
they've got such
competition.
weird fucking bodies that every time they try and wave it, it just looks stupid to us.
Maybe that's it. I don't know, but this was one of the most awkward things that I've seen this entire year.
Well, you built it. You build it as like the battle of the weird body shapes. So
Yeah.
it's probably that.
But like, people had to be laughing backstage, because it couldn't have just been us that noticed this shit. People had to just be like, "Oh my god, neither one of these guys can wave a fucking flag." We told them to go out there and just do one thing. Zack Ryder did it okay. My god, that was by far the most interesting part of this match. Big E had a good spot where he speared Rusev through the ropes. Fucking everything else is garbage. I said it before, I'll say it again. Rusev needs more than a squash match, and he needs to cut better promos than just repeating his entrance of Rusev, Udria, Rusev, Matchbox.
Hey, you said you needed someone else. Got a flag.
Now he's
So what's
now
the
he's got a
benefits
medal.
of this whole stable that we've got going on? We've got Lana's legs, Rusev's flag, and I don't know.
Big
Potato
Show's
jokes.
gun.
Big Show's gun's gonna be at. This match sucked. Rusev wins via submission, as expected, and I would pay more money to see Rusev doing some kind of a flag routine at the Olympics than him actually wrestling. Drew?
Well, he's a potato, and this was a match. I think it was, and Rusev is now the Russian Kurt Angle, which is because he got the medal, and there was a spear through the ropes, and this was a match. I didn't. If you couldn't tell, it's not that I didn't give a fuck about it. It's more along the lines of besides for the flag twirling and the spear, that was pretty darn good. It wasn't that good, so that's something to keep in mind.
Great.
We should have at the end of the year the Smack Talk Awards. We should have, what's your favorite catchphrase from somebody? Drew White, this was a match? Peyton, do you like the color guard display, or did you like the match?
It's just
or-
color card.
I thought it was great. You know what I think would be even cooler if rather than having those big full-size flags, if they had those like tiny little flags that kids get during parades.
Miniature American flags?
Yeah,
like the
Oh,
ones that
except
Del
for
Rio had on the
Rusev.
corner of each turnbuckle.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, exactly. But they still waved them just as violently. They've been using flags a lot lately. Yeah, they had Del Rio with those mini ones, but my personal favorite was when the Real Americans came and threw the flags.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting.
Mhm.
Maybe they should get Jericho back, and he can kick over Rusev's flag, and everybody can go nuts over it.
Jericho.
Match went exactly as it should have. As Awesome Piano Man said, Rusev hashed the brown one.
I realised you had to mention the time that someone threw a flag.
Yeah, I was wondering when someone would catch on to that.
Lego.
I actually didn't mind this match. I thought it's the best one that Rusev's had to date. That's not saying much, though. Big E actually looked strong in the match. Nice to see Rusev finally have some competition, and that spear spot was awesome. So it kept my attention. It was better than the Rhodes Brothers tag match. So yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by Rusev. I expected a lot worse.
By the way, right then when you said that, I thought that you said you liked the mash instead of the match.
I like
The
the
mash,
mash.
the
I
potato
I
like
like the I like the mash.
I like
Like
He
the
liked the
Rusev.
Rusev mash. He liked the mash.
the mashed potatoes.
So
Yes, true.
Potato wins here. Tell us what you guys think about the Potato and Big E and the match itself and the flag waving. Maybe you're somebody who does that and they really are offending you, or maybe you're just somebody who looks at the screen and you're offended by how ridiculous that is.
You're getting some fucking angry YouTuber like, hey, he's waving the American flag.
This routine is fantastic. What are you talking about? I was a color guard person for 10 years, and we call that
JD, Jesus.
we call that the angry Russian move. And so now that we knocked out the Bulgarian Brute, we're going to move on to the inspirational Bo Dallas versus Kofi Kingston.